So yeah, how you doing? Don't worry, I got you. So today we're gonna talk about loneliness. I think it's very necessary as a lot of people are struggling with loneliness. And I think this is the perfect time to talk about it. I have struggled with loneliness from a young age, and I think we have different kind of underlying issues. Everyone deals differently with loneliness, especially now, the time we are in, and we are approaching the winter and we are approaching the cold days. We may feel sometimes a little bit more lonely, but then at the same time, when I look at how loneliness impacted my life, I have been feeling alone a lot of the times when I was surrounded with people instead of me being alone as a person. I feel like a lot of people don't see the difference between being alone and loneliness, right? Because you can be alone but then not feeling lonely, and then you can be around people and still feel lonely. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about it and I'm really excited, so let's start. So first I want to talk about being alone doesn't always mean you are alone. Yeah, you can feel lonely because you have no one around you, but loneliness can also hit you when you have a lot of people around you. So if I can use myself as example, most of the times when I felt lonely were the times where I was surrounded with people. I felt lonely when I was living at home. I felt lonely when I have a lot of friends around me. But recently, a few months ago, I broke up with my boyfriend, and while I was reflecting and journaling, I came to the conclusion that feelings of loneliness also came when I was in a relationship. If we look at the types of loneliness there is, I think we have different types of loneliness, right? Some people struggle with loneliness from a young age because they have experienced things and maybe they don't feel connected with people, so they're always feeling like an outsider. Then you have feeling alone because maybe you've been brought up in a big family and you felt like an outsider as well. So you have a lot of people around you, you have family around you, but then at the same time, almost your whole life you've been feeling lonely, if that makes sense. And of course you can also struggle with loneliness because you're all by yourself a lot of times. You don't have a lot of friends, you don't have a lot of people around you. You feel like you desperately want to connect with people, but you can't because you're all by yourself, if that makes sense as well. So yeah, if I break it down into something small, I think we have three types of loneliness. So the loneliness where you're surrounded with people but you're still feeling alone. Loneliness when you're struggling with mental health or other issues and you can't connect with other people. As a result, you feel lonely. And then you have the loneliness. Wait, what did I say again? Wow, my brain though. Oh, I think we have two. Wait. So yeah, I think basically we have two types of major loneliness cases, if I may say it like that. Feeling alone even when you have people around you, and then feeling alone because you are alone, right? And then I want to add on top of it, in this time and age, especially the Gen Zers and I think a part of the millennials as well, we can feel alone because social media, your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, you're spending so much time on it. You see everybody celebrating life, having fun, living their best lives, and you're sitting at home by yourself and you're like, I want that too. You're feeling like your life is not worth it because you're not having fun. Looking at all those images can make you feel like you can't enjoy life, like your life is not good, your life is not fun enough, you're not making best of life. What can make you feel more lonely, because now you're watching other people doing their thing, you are focusing on other people, their lives. Of course you're gonna feel lonely, honey. Your focus and energy is on other people, not on yourself. And we all know where you focus on, that grows. I do think that's a major part as well, especially in this day and age where a lot of young people and young adults struggle with. A lot of researchers has backed it up already, so yeah. I personally think we sometimes approach loneliness in a way that's not effective for us, and it starts by rethinking that it's something negative. Everyone is gonna struggle with loneliness in their life. It doesn't matter how rich you are, how poor you are, how you look, if you're long, if you're tall, if you're skinny, if you're thin. If you're skinny, if you're thin, it's the same thing. But yeah, everyone is gonna have a season in their life where they're gonna deal with loneliness. And if I look at my own life, I definitely had a season or seasons because God was testing me where I have to deal with loneliness. And as I said before, I have struggled with loneliness mostly when I was surrounded with people. And I think the reason why we can feel lonely when we are surrounded with people is because we have people around us where we are not connecting with, or they're not aligned with our vision of life or goals or where we stand in life, if that makes sense. Because think about it, if you're with someone and you're not sharing the same values or the way you look at life or you see certain things, it can be quite boring, because I think there will be a certain point where you'll be like, nah, I'm not feeling this. Like, your energy will tell. Like, your energy will definitely tell you. Haven't you never like met someone in your life and you're like, yeah, the person is a nice person, but it's not my person. Now imagine being with that person the rest of your life, or hanging around with that person the rest of your life. And this is no disrespect, of course, at people who are not thinking the same way as you, but I want to make it clear how important it is to have people around you who has the same mindset as you, who has the same values as you, who think a certain way, who wants to go in life a certain way, so y'all can build each other up. Oh, and let me correct myself with this, because it can be very interesting as well to have people around you who not always think the same. I think it is somewhere necessary, and it makes you grow if you are both respectful to each other. At a certain point, it has to like match with who you are as a person. Me personally, I think. Let me give an example. I am someone, for me it's very important that I have friends who treat other people with respect. So let me say we're going to a restaurant, we're going to an activity. For me personally, I find it very important that I have people around me who treat the other human beings with respect. So I can remember one time I was with, I would say, a friend. She's not really my friend now anymore, but she was very, very disrespectful to the waiter at the restaurant. And then we went somewhere to the club. That was in my time when I went to the club a lot of times. And she was very disrespectful to people over there. When we were done and when I was on my way home, I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to be with people who treat other people like this. You know what I mean? So I can have friends who think differently or have other values, but in the core, the basic things that are very important for me, like respecting each other is an example. For me, that's so important. I don't think I can be friends with someone who doesn't share that value, because now it's like, nah, I don't know. Nah, I can't do that. I can't. Sorry. So guys, I definitely know y'all be like, she's talking with an accent and where's she from? So if my English is a little bit rubbish, I'm sorry, but I'm from the Netherlands, Amsterdam, and English is not my first language. I'm trying my best, and I hope with time it will get better. I think the most important thing is, can y'all understand me? Let me know in the comments. I want to know if y'all get me. Jeez. Woo. Yes, let's start. Okay, so I want to give some tips and what helped me to embrace loneliness and how I dealt with loneliness. So I want to start with embracing it and not seeing it as something negative. I feel like we allow ourselves to have a lot of emotions. We can be angry, we can be sad, we can be happy, but we can't feel loneliness. Why is it? Why can't we feel lonely? Like, why is it such a bad thing? I feel like the times where I was feeling lonely, very lonely, I feel like my body and my spirit was teaching me something, because being alone gives you the chance to get to know yourself. Especially for people who are afraid to be alone, stop running away from yourself. Get to know yourself. Being alone is such a beautiful experience to dig into yourself and ask yourself questions. Why am I feeling alone? What are the feelings that I have? Am I feeling sad or am I feeling bored? Because a lot of people sometimes mix it. They think because they're bored, they're feeling lonely, right? But you're just bored. Go figure out a new hobby. But also, what can I do for myself that I can embrace my loneliness and at the same time feel content with myself, feel happy with myself without needing to depend on other people. Talking about other people brings me to the second thing I want to say. Who are you surrounded with? And this is especially for people who are surrounded with a lot of people but still feeling lonely. I personally think if this is how you feel right now, you have a lot of people around you but you're still feeling lonely, I encourage you to take a step back, isolate yourself for maybe a few days and reflect. Because if you're feeling lonely being around other people, there's something not going well over there. Something is what's missing over there. And mostly these are connections. And I'm not talking about work, because I feel like yeah, work is very important. Work has to be fun, and work has to bring a certain energy into your life. But I'm speaking about friendships or just people around you. If you're feeling lonely when you're surrounded with people, speaking from my own experience, it had to do with me not being connected with those people. So think about things that you can be more connected with those people who are around you. Or what I also learned was I was growing as a person, and the people I was with were people who were connected to the old version of me. And sometimes you have friends who will grow with you, because I have like one friend, I think I'm friends with her now for 7 years, and we are like really growing with each other. And if we're not, we are talking about it. But then you also just have friends, they are not on that journey. They are maybe just someone who were in your life for a season. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you have people around you who are not like connecting with the new version of you, or with the version of you are becoming. And you have to make a choice if you want to keep those people around, or you want to like open yourself to meet new people. And don't get me wrong, I don't say that you have to ditch them all, or you have to be like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with you. Nah, but I do think you have to take a step back and think by yourself, what do I want for myself, and how am I going to plan this? Because if those people are people you have around you a lot, that means that you interact with them a lot. And if you're not feeling it and the connection is not there, it's a waste of your energy, but it's a waste of their energy either. If it comes around people, I want you to think, and make choices based on what will help you grow and what will make you spark again, what will make you feel the spark again, if that makes sense. So yeah, if we're talking about growing as a person, feeling lonely when you're surrounded with people, I have had this season, and I didn't knew exactly what I had to do. And then I came to a certain point, I knew I have to let go of certain friends, especially when you have decided clearly for yourself that you want a certain lifestyle. And it was hard at the beginning, but then at the same time, it's like we all grow. Life is life. Sometimes we just have people in our lives for seasons, and sometimes the season can be for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, or sometimes 2 months, sometimes 6 months. But people come into your life so you can grow. They can grow, hopefully, and some stay and some were just there as a chapter, and the chapter is closed. And while I'm saying this, it brings me to the next point, and that is get to know yourself. So if you want to close a chapter, if you want to go to a new chapter, you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. You have to know what brings you joy. You have to know what you need. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be alone because they are afraid of their thoughts. They are afraid of who they are. They are afraid of themselves. And that's so awkward, because why are you awkward with yourself? I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this. You are gonna be with yourself the rest of your life. So the longer you wait to get to know yourself, you're only harming yourself. Knowing yourself is gonna give you so much information about what you want to do, where you want to go in life, what kind of people you want around you, what gives you energy, what drains you, why you think like this, why you drive like this. Yeah, me. I drive crazy. I'm working on that though. But nah, seriously, why are you running away from yourself? Why are you? Deep down, we know we do that because we are afraid to look inside. And sometimes I think we are afraid we don't want to make changes in our life. We want to stay in the comfort zone. But then at the same time, we want something different. It's not going to work like that. If you want to make a change, you have to go outside of your comfort zone. And doing that, while you have your own backup, you know who you are as a person, you know what you like, you know why you try, will give you so much confidence, because now you're like, okay, I know myself. I'm scared to go out of my comfort zone, but because I know myself, I'ma do it because I deserve it. I'ma do it because I know I can. I'ma do it because I know I'm here right now and I want to go there. And enable to come here, I have to trust myself. You need to trust yourself. No matter what the outcome is, you'll get over it. You will learn, and by learning, you will grow. Another thing what really helped me if it comes to dealing with loneliness is going outdoors. Yep, I know you want to stay inside. Nope. If you have a hobby, look if there are activities where people share the same hobbies or interests as you, and go there to explore your hobby while there are people who share the same interests and hobbies as you. So for me personally, I go to activities where... So I was scared. I was seeing someone swimming in the water, but it's 9 o'clock and I was like, who is that? Is it a dog? But it's not a dog, it's a human being. But so me personally, I go to activities where I can grow and get education if it comes to Black history, Black community and stuff like that. So I have been going to that kind of activities recently a lot, and I've met new people with the same interest, because for me personally it's important. A good tip as well, where I'm going to start with, is volunteer. So if you're lonely and you want to do something else, be in service of others, help other people out. Volunteering is a very good thing to do if you're feeling lonely. You're helping yourself, but then also you're helping someone else. And this one helped me really to deal with loneliness, is to figure out what kind of loneliness you have. So I said it in the beginning, we have different types of loneliness. Maybe you are alone because you don't have people around you. Maybe you're alone because you are bored. Maybe you are alone because you don't have a hobby, so you have to discover a new hobby. Maybe you're alone because of things that you have faced in the past and you haven't dealt with it in a healthy way. Knowing the root of your loneliness can help you to treat the symptoms. So let's say if you are lonely because you have like faced a lot of things in the past that are holding you back, and that's the reason why you're lonely, then I would say, for example, go see a therapist or go see a professional. And you know what the thing is? I just want you to know, like, you can't prevent feeling lonely. Loneliness is a part of life. I don't believe someone lives 80 years and have never felt lonely. So I see it as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to get to know yourself and to really take the time to reflect. I just want to say, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. A lot of people are dealing with this. If you're dealing with this right now, let me know in the comments so that other people can see that you're not alone. So yeah guys, that's it. You're not alone. I hope this video helps. I hope this reaches the people who needed to hear this today. God bless you and take care. All right. Thank you.